Hello and welcome to another Good Black News Power Shot. I'm Dena Crowder, and my job is to get you back in power, no matter what's happening out there. Today, we are talking about thriving. Yes, in the midst of the pandemic, and yes, in the midst of this racial reckoning that we're having here in America. Now, some of you might need to take a deep breath because what I'm about to say next could seem counterintuitive. And here it is. The skill set that has helped us to survive for hundreds of years is not the skill set that's going to help us thrive. Bam! Mic drop. Now, there are others of you who are saying, Dena, this is not the time to be talking about thriving with so many black people struggling just to survive. That's the last thing we need to be talking about. And I say, no, it's the perfect time to have this conversation because the spotlight right now on inequality and the spotlight on what actually has happened to blacks in America, the real, the raw, the true history of what's happened to us, for us, and what has happened by us, has created a level of increased awareness. And now there's an opportunity for progress. So how do we ride this wave of opportunity? Well, we've got to upgrade our skill set from one that's about surviving to one that is about thriving. You see, we've got 400 years of practice in the art of surviving. We are experts at it. And I mean, look what we've done. We have been creative, we have been innovative, we have been tenacious. We took scraps that nobody wanted and turned them into soul food. We took the pain and just the sense of oppression from being enslaved and turned it into spirituals, gospel, American jazz, soul, R&B, rap, hip-hop, music that inspires the world. Now it's time for us to apply that expertise to ourselves in the area of thriving. That creativity, ingenuity, imagination, tenacity to thriving. So how do we do that? Well, instead of hustling to survive and making that the bar, we raise the standard to thriving, to going beyond scarcity and not enough. Now, if you're fortunate enough to be abundant financially, then let's look at other areas where maybe it feels like there's not enough, where you're caught in that game of survival. So there are three components to this, and the first is vision. Vision is about defining what thriving means for you personally. Then you can define collectively what it might mean for black people everywhere to thrive, but start with you. Define it for yourself. What does it mean to you? Okay, and then after that, second one is commitment. And commitment is about saying yes on the inside. It is an act of inner power to say yes, even though I don't know what it looks like and I don't know all the steps. I am saying yes to go beyond merely surviving. And the last step, action. And this is where you take the first step, the next step, the one that's right in front of you. Now, we can't do everything and we don't need to do everything. All we need to do is just take that first step. Okay, so speaking of first steps, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Really come on in to the body, your physical body, but also your emotional body. Connect with yourself. Slow your breathing down and give yourself permission to let go of and defy any expectations that anybody else outside of you has put on you about it being okay or acceptable for you to just get by. And as you're breathing and slowing down your breath, and as that life force in the form of the breath is circulating, not just in your lungs, but in your heart and in your belly, and all the way down and out through the bottoms of your feet, ask yourself, what might it mean for me to thrive in areas where I feel there's not enough, or it's not flowing. The bar is not as high as I'd like it to be. What might that look like? Give yourself permission to go beyond survival. This is how we honor the strength and sacrifice of our ancestors. Your choice to thrive is an act of radical power. It gives you permission, and by you giving yourself that permission and taking the steps to thrive, you give permission for Black people everywhere to do the same. So breathe in that spaciousness and that power of your choice to thrive. Tell yourself, I have the capacity to do this. I was made to thrive. I am fully capable. And I commit to the next step. Taking another breath. Letting yourself feel connected to what you've just done. And when you're ready, come back, open your eyes. Now make sure to write down whatever your definition is of thriving, your personal definition, and write down your commitment. And yes, write down your first next step. Okay, I would love to hear from you. And that is today's Power Shot. Bye, everybody.